Evening prayers around the steepa of Balda, a pilgrimage site for Buddhists. Thousands of people come here daily to offer their prayers to the Buddha. Many from Tibet, taking refuge in Nepal after the 1959 failed uprising against Chinese rule. We met Kelsang Ingdu, a refugee who has been living here for the past 12 years. In 1985, he left his parents, brothers and sisters back in Tibet to get an education in exile. Since then, he has not seen his family.
In my country, we don't have freedom. So I came here for enjoy freedom as a citizen of the world.
For the almost 20,000 Tibetan refugees living in Nepal, things took another turn for the worse in March 2008. Just months before the Beijing Olympics, there were days of violent protests across Tibet, causing acute embarrassment for the Chinese government. Since then, Beijing has exerted greater pressure on the Nepalese government to clamp down on protests here too.
Nepal is a country of 30 million people sandwiched between Asian giants India and China. Analysts say the government simply cannot ignore the concerns and sometimes the demands of its mighty northern neighbour.
Rajeshwar Acharya is a former Nepalese ambassador to China.
When Nepal established its diplomatic relationship with China in 1955, or even before that, Nepal always advocated for one China policy, meaning that we recognize Tibet, Taiwan, being the part of mainland China. So that way we don't allow Nepalese territory or Nepalese soil to be used or misused against any of the neighboring countries, including China.
Before the latest clampdown in 2008, up to 3,000 Tibetans would trek across the Himalayan passes on their annual pilgrimage to visit the Dalai Lama in Dharamshala, his place of exile in India. Border security has tightened and the flow of pilgrims has slowed to a trickle of just a few hundred each year. The Nepalese government has also clamped down on anti-China protests.
We don't have, rights to gather. When Tibetans when we gather, always police comes. Actually, they should give security for us. But the fact is that they always disturb our gatherings, and this is a basic, human rights that we have.
As China increases its influence across South Asia and remains determined to keep a tight grip on Tibet, so too will the Nepalese government continue to clamp down on anything that could be perceived as anti-China in nature. Subina, Shrestha, Jazeera, Kathmandu.